Hello, true duelists. My name is Craig Fee, and as always, welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. Breaking news, Xyz Tearlaments is exactly as good as everyone knew it was going to be. Yes, YCS Pasadena took place this past weekend to some 1,800 duelists, with Tearshizu ending up taking 26 slots of top 32. With 81% of the top 32 decks, that means it is officially a Tier 0 deck, meeting the 65% of tops required to genuinely be Tier 0, and not the simple, that's the most popular deck, and therefore it's Tier 0 that is so often spread throughout the internet. The other decks that made it to the top 32 were 3 Sprite variants and 3 Fluwandereeze variants. There was a reported MathMech deck in the top 32 as well, but similar to Game Freak's reporting of making new models for the Generation 8 Pokemon games, that was a fucking lie. No, instead there were no math decks, only space mermaids and ancient Egyptian stuff. Moving rapidly back onto topic, Tearshizu would stay the dominant deck of the entire top cut, with the only exceptions being one Fluwandereeze player making it to top 16 and a lone Sprite player making it all the way to the top 4. Still, the finals was a mirror of the smoking Egyptian wife deck? I don't like that joke. The finals was an Xyz Tier mirror match between Jesse Cotton and Hani Jahari, with Hani going on to win the trophy and the event, beating out the slightly more than 1,800 other players and confirming the start of our new meta. Jesse Cotton, meanwhile, got his second place at a YCS this year, which is still a major achievement and no small task in this particular event, and also kind of funny. This marks the next in the ever-increasing line of Tier 0 formats, with some players eager for an emergency ban list already. There's no indication of that sort of thing happening. However, if Konami presumably does not want this sort of screenshot popping up at every event from the format, some changes may be needed. Tearshizu mirrors are long and complex, and while that's rewarding for some, it is off-putting for others and can be confusing to watch. And commentate even.
Oh, so how did the gross worm leave the field?
Who knows? I'm sure there was something happened. I hope it didn't just get lost in the sauce of all the cards, but I'm pretty sure there's something that happened there.
Yeah, that is actual audio from coverage of the event. Not even remotely taken out of context to benefit me in my video. And then there's this image from the feature match showing how many things are needed to pay attention to in the mirror. Just a few card effects as we take a reported 12 minutes to resolve Chain Link up to 8 in only the second turn of a duel. The next YCS will be in Dortmund, Germany this coming weekend, and will most likely show us similar results to Pasadena. If I had to guess, if there will be an emergency ban list, it will only be after that event. Enjoy the Tier 0 event, Europe. You don't have much of a choice. 2 big pieces of news for sets this week, starting first with the OTS Pack 21. Set to release on February 8th, 2023, Konami has confirmed 3 ultimate rares of the set will be a Sprite card, Tearlament card, and Kashitra card. Does this mean that tiers won't be meaningfully hit on the next ban list so as to help promote this pack? Nobody can know for sure, and people will most assuredly comment every possible variation with the assurances that they are alone right regardless of the fact that they don't truly know. Gotta love the internet. In more imminent news, Battles of Legend Crystal Revenge will be released on November 17th in Europe and on the 18th in North America, which is next week. Apart from the new Advanced Crystal Beasts, there's also the Doodle Beast cards and the G-Golems to use your new G-Golem token from Magnificent Mavens with. Isn't that amazing? In more interesting news, the set also has some awesome reprints for various formats. Edison format players can enjoy a Blackwing Bayou reprint that was desperately needed. Plunder Patrol players can enjoy a reprint of Blackbeard to make it more affordable. And the Evil Twin Link monsters may finally end up at a price that is appropriate for their competitive level. Finally. And for the truly collector-brained among us, the set has a reported 9 Starlight rares available in it. Sure, why not? with Access Code being a notable Secret Rare and Starlight Rare printing in the set, as well as Starlight prints only for Blackwing Armor Master, Yatagarasu, Super Polymerization, and the 5 pieces of Exodia. All in all, makes for an interesting set and covers some of the reprints we wanted that were lacking in Magnificent Mavens. Really though, the comedy in all of this is that in a set of all secret and ultra rares, DD Crow did not finally get the secret rare print it's been missing, instead getting its 4th printing in the ultra rare slot. Just in case you don't have enough ultra crows already. In new card news, the Traptrix Structure deck in the OCG has had 3 new cards revealed, starting with Traptrix Pudika. It's unaffected by whole trap cards, and on normal summon adds a Traptrix Orchard from deck to hand. That's their new field spell we'll cover in a moment. And if it's special summoned, you can target an opponent's special summoned monster and banish it, but the opponent will be able to summon any of their banished monsters during the next standby phase. It also has, quite possibly, my least favorite card art, not only of the Traptrix archetype, but in the entire game. And in regards to the Traptrix archetype, that's saying something. The field spell, Traptrix Orchard, gives you an additional normal summon of a Traptrix monster each turn, makes it so the first time each of your plant and insect monsters would be destroyed by battle, they're not, and lets you banish a monster you control to special a Traptrix monster from grave or hand. Not much to say here. That's not terrible art, and it's a solid field spell. And Traptrix Allure is a new normal spell that lets you discard a level 4 plant or insect monster or normal trap card to draw 2 cards. That's right, that's Paleo Trade-In. Can also be banished from the grave to target a banished normal trap card or level 4 plant or insect monster and place it on the bottom of the deck. Again, that's Paleo support. Not Paleo Frog support, that deck is dead as the dream is, but it's Paleo support. Let a man hope. Or maybe it's just ash bait, take your pick. All in all, it seems assured to make Traptrix into a more viable and competent deck. Not necessarily a tiered threat, mind you, certainly not compared to Tearshizu, but a deck on its own right now instead of just a third of the hat decks from 2014. Instead, what I want to stress here is that if you at any point hear anyone complaining about the TCG censoring the art of these cards, and I do mean anyone at all, you know what to do. Now, I would never condone violence. I do not support violence in any capacity. I do, however, support solutions. So you can read between the lines and figure out what the best course of action to do is in that scenario. There's also a sheep. Yes, the new VJump promo is Sacred Sheep Tree Baramet, a rank 4 Xyz needing any 2 or more level 4 monsters. It can detach a material to target a normal trap in your grave and place it onto the bottom of the deck so that you can draw a card. And if a normal trap is activated, can let you detach a material from any Xyz monster you control to special summon a level 4 monster from your hand. It's very clearly Traptrix support, but more importantly, it's very clearly cute, and I like it. In merch news, there's some new Blue Eyes merch. Yes! Finally! My God, at long last! A Blue Eyes White Dragon figure. And a Red Eyes one too. Can you believe it? I, for one, am astounded. More interestingly, there's also an Insect Queen figure as well, which is something new. These 3 figures are available for pre-order on Ami.com if I'm not mistaken, and I believe are going for about $45 USD. That's right, folks. Get consuming. In community news, the divide between casual players and competitive ones is seemingly at its largest for the first time in a while, with the impact of the latest Tier 0 format being felt at premier events and I'm assuming the local level across the land. In times like this, remember the tried and true advice. Be a dude, not a dick. No competitive players are better than you for going hard on the paint at a locals, but you also aren't better than them for playing a deck that's worse. Does this ruin some locals for some people? Almost assuredly, yes. But locals I've been to usually have a casual night or something of the sort, and if they don't, you can just stick to online simulators or dueling with friends. or the tried and true game of mental Yu-Gi-Oh! You always draw the outs in mental Yu-Gi-Oh! Wow, I can't believe I've top-decked Regeki right when I needed it. Truly, I'm a phenomenal duelist. The point is, have fun, or take a break from the game for a while. The challenge is to not be a dick to people online in the meantime. And seeing as how this is the internet, that is indeed a fucking challenge. And so that'll wrap it up for this week's update. As always, I've been your host, Craig Fee, and remember, don't fall for the trap tricks, fall for your smoking Italian wife. Make sure you subscribe to yugioh Strats for next week's update, and so you too can be a true duelist. That's a threat. I'm kidding, of course. Have day.